And at the time that you drove in that van from the DJ listening event to Irving Plaza, were there any guns in that van?
Yes.
How many?
2.
And was it the .38 revolver and a 9mm Terrace?
Yes.
Where were those 2 guns?
I had them in a stash box.
What is a stash box?
It's like a hidden compartment, like a trap. They call it a trap, but
Was it an electronic device?
yes, it was electronic. It was set up under my PlayStation game device.
Who had it installed?
I did.
Approximately when did you have it installed?
I'm not sure the exact date, but I want to say less than 2 years prior.
What was it used for?
Keep going?
Yes. What was it used for?
It was used for like, just kind of like putting stuff that you didn't want to be either be seen or taken from you. Like jewelry, money, weapons, like those type of things. Well, that's it really. Not those type of things. Those type of things, that's it.
Can you explain to the jury what the reason was that you had guns in the van?
Well, you ain't know, when you're in hip-hop, R&B, like you go to a lot of bookings, and sometimes those bookings are like performances, party hosts, things like in shady places all over in the world, where they don't always have the most security or the best security. Even sometimes you might be leaving a place, and when you like start acquiring your success, you got people that might be jealous of that, and they might, want to take what you earned, or take your life even. You know what I'm saying? So we would have guns for the most part, because I guess we wasn't at that point where we hired security, our own security. I guess it wasn't like that.
Were these places in New York City?
In New York City and outside of New York also.
When you would perform, would you often wear jewelry?
Yeah, most times I would wear jewelry, like most times. Whether it be something simple like a nice timepiece, it doesn't have to be all flashy. But sometimes people would try to take that from you. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, performances, like at the time I wore jewelry, like gold chains, diamond chains, and different things like that.
Would you also carry cash with you?
Yeah, definitely carry cash, because I would carry cash in general, but when I would pick up cash, so back then, so if I get booked for 7,000, 10,000, they give you half up front. And then when you leave, you're picking up the other half, 3,500 or 5,000.
Now, you talked a little bit about a few seconds ago about the fact that you would bring the guns into certain places, but not other types of places. Can you describe for the jury the types of places that you would not bring the guns into?
If you go into a place and you see it's super lax security, where it's like, it could be, maybe the security might be friends with some, for lack of a better term, local thugs, when you're out of town or whatever, or even if it's just not secure, you don't want to ever get jacked or find yourself in a terrible situation. So that was our way of, protecting ourselves.
Who would carry these guns in those situations?
Members of the team, whoever, mostly like sometimes Skane would carry them. Sometimes Banger would have them. Sometimes I have even carried them a few times.
Who owned these guns?
I owned them. I bought them.
Did you ever fire these particular guns?
No.
When you first came into the district attorney's office on the very first day that you came in, did you say that you only touched them that night?
Yes.
And what was the reason you said that?
I didn't want to be charged with all the weapons, because basically when we come from, it's like unspoken word, all right? We're all in this together, so I'm gonna take this attempted murder charge and I will fight that in court. And you guys have access to these guns. You all take the gun charges. So that's why I said that.
And is that as sort of a background to what you just said at some point before you came into the district attorney's office? Did you have a conversation with your manager, Jonathan Halton, or the artist Ramik Hanu, young Lito, about taking the weight for the guns?
Yes, I spoke with both of them. My manager.
Hovain? I didn't even have to speak to him.
He actually said he was going to take the guns. He said, we had the guns. It was just young Lito that I had to speak to and say, what's up? And he said, I'm not taking those guns. I will go to the district attorney's office and tell her those ain't mine. He was like that pretty much.
And then is the way that the district attorney's office knew about that conversation from you telling us that?
Yes.
Was it in that same meeting? And now I'm talking about that you had said that you had only touched those guns that night?
Yes.
Was it in that same meeting that you then told the truth about the fact that they were actually your guns?
Yes.
Was either of these guns brought into Irving Plaza?
No.
Were any other guns brought into Irving Plaza by you?
No, absolutely not.
To your knowledge, were any guns brought into Irving Plaza by any member of your group or team?
No, absolutely not. Not there. It wouldn't make sense.